Hey, Charles, how are you, sir?
All right, how are you?
Good, good. I know you got a crazy busy day, and I appreciate you making time for us.
I'm sorry about that. I try to never, ever do that.
No, what you cut, nobody even knows. So we had it scheduled for another time. No big deal. You're here. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, but we could only go about 7 minutes. We got Rick Santorum following you. But let me get down to a few things here. And one of the things I wanted to play for you is Reggie Love.
Yes.
This revelation, this man is like the right-hand man, was bodyguard / I don't know what you would call him to the president until very recently, for years and years. Here's cut 23 as he recounts what happened when they were getting Osama bin Laden.
I think it was a very long day. I spent the entire day at the White House, and probably typically like the weekends he'll work like a half day. And this Sunday, we worked we were there until almost, I think he went on TV at midnight, and almost midnight. And sat around in the private dining room, kind of like, most people were like down in the Situation Room, but he was like, I'm not going to be down here. I can't watch this entire thing. So he, myself, Pete Souza, the White House photographer, and Marvin, we must have played 15 games of spades.
15 games of spades. Now, even when CNN did this story, they said he was in the Situation Room playing cards. He wasn't in the Situation Room. He must have come there, posed for that picture with that jacket on, which always looked odd, and now we know why.
Yeah, it was the most amazing thing. My heart almost stopped when I first saw that story yesterday. But because part of what's so interesting about this is that Reggie Love is one of these guys. He's not a politically savvy kind of guy. He is, in parlance, White House parlance, his body man, meaning he's about roughly his Obama's size, so that he can walk up to the podium and measure where the teleprompters should be, so they're right at his eye level. He's a guy that can carry his grip for him. He's the guy that hands him a pen when he needs to sign to sign an autograph or something like that. He's his all-around buddy that's with him all the time, and it's got to be somebody that the president is very relaxed with, and that's who Reggie Love was. And so this is, Reggie was somebody who spent more time with the president in the past, up until when he left, than absolutely anybody anywhere in the White House. Probably spends more time with him than the president's wife. Almost certainly does. And so they have a very relaxed relationship. And but what's important here is that Reggie Love is also not a media person. He's not somebody who is sort of is supposed to be speaking for the president. And there's a reason for that, and that is that he's apt to be one of these guys who's a little bit more honest than, say, a professional spinner like the White House press secretary.
Right.
So when he sits down for this interview, I almost feel sorry for him because he's a really good.
Right. He was just blatantly honest.
He was just blatantly honest, and he had no idea how horrific this sounds, especially to the parents of the men and women we have fighting and dying for freedom around the world, to sit there and tell the world that the president couldn't bother himself to sit down there and watch as we sent all those boys over there to risk their lives in order to capture or kill Osama bin Laden. This guy couldn't even bother himself to go down and watch it. He went and played 15 games of spades.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't do much for the story that has developed that Obama, got Osama bin Laden, does it?
Yeah, exactly. and who knows? It's kind of interesting because I haven't seen a lot of the mainstream media pick up the story and run with it like you'd think they would.
No. Like I said, CNN even said he was in the Situation Room, and to make the time pass, he was playing cards. So they even misrepresented it.
Yeah, but I did notice that. So the story gets posted on Drudge yesterday, and within moments, or not moments, I guess it was more like at least an hour.
They took it down off YouTube, right?
That's right. Because I imagine it was one of those. Again, Reggie Love. If he has anything in this world, he's a good guy. Because he's easy to be around, And he saw that. He realized the magnitude of what he said, and how bad it was, and how honest it was. And he made some calls and said, "Hey guys, this is DEFCON 6. We're in trouble. We need to get rid of that."
I screwed up. All right, Charlie, one more for you here, and that is this is what do you make of the outrageous ruckus? The NAACP wants the Justice Department and the Secret Service to investigate the Obama clown at the rodeo. He lost his job. The radio announcer there lost his job. They have to undergo sensitivity training before they're allowed back in the state fair. And this is they once put a George H.W. Bush mask at that rodeo on a dummy and let the bull attack the dummy. I mean, this is insanity.
Yeah, and this has developed into what I think is the most marvelous story of the entire summer, because it's a perfect encapsulation of exactly where we are, and no one shows that better than the NAACP. The idea that they are actually getting involved in something like this, I think, reveals that they have long outlived their usefulness and their any sense of not that we didn't already sort of kind of feel that anyway. But I mean, good grief. And it also reveals, I think, that how many of these people are so out of touch. They've never been to a county fair rodeo. They've never been to a rodeo. And I can't think of anything more sort of normal and American and enjoyable than going to a rodeo. And of course, there's always these sorts of gags going on, and they always like to make it a little bit outrageous, and there's always a little politics injected into it, and also, obviously they'll make fun of any party.
Charlie, you hit the nail on the head. Normal and American. And under this administration, which yesterday called it not one of our better days as a country, under this administration, anything normal that we grew up and we lived through as normal and American doesn't fly with this administration and this president, and that's the problem. Charlie, thank you for making the time. Let's do this more regularly. We'll set a time or a date that's good for both of us, and we'll make it a regular, because I love talking to you.
I would love that, Steve.
All right. You take care, my friend.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, Charles Hurt, ladies and gentlemen, Washington Times columnist.